The morning of our full day number 2. Yesterday we got in 2 flights each. It was crazy and it was hot. Definitely the first flight is the lucky person. I got that yesterday. I think Brant's gonna go today. Not sure yet who's gonna get the check ride first. The check ride number 1 is tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. And then the other 2 check rides will be the next day. We'll see who's ready. I heard a scream.
Yeah, everything in this plane is hot. Everything in this plane is way too hot. I'm sitting on something, it's a camera, it's metal. Yeah, this is a great timing, Dan. Couldn't have done this in October.
Well, you weren't doing a commercial check ride in October that I could,
That's gonna be my whole video is like my friend Dan made me go straight from my check ride to multi-training.
Well, how else are you gonna get to the airlines? You got to just get it done.
Well, I'm doing ATP tomorrow.
Brian had a pretty eventful flight the previous day. Reagan, our instructor from Aviator Air, was teaching the one-engine approach and landing at Midway Airport south of Dallas. Brant was in the back seat observing.
Well, we were coming in. He was on one engine. I think the NOP engine was the right engine. I think that's what we were practicing on that. So it wasn't the critical engine, but he had just turned final. It was on essentially short final, and we had another plane that came in and turned base and kind of cut right in front of us. So luckily we saw the plane and we just did a go round on it, but enjoyed it.
This story would prove to be prophetic, but more on that when we get to the check rides. One thing all three of us, Brant, Brian, and I, learned was that doing intensive training all together was a great way to get the rating.
How's Brian doing?
Well, I mean, not as well as you, Dan, but he's doing it pretty well.
Who's the best pilot out of the 3 so far?
Oh, I think that's clear.
Thank you.
One was clear, one was clear.
Brant's flying his 3rd lesson I'm observing. We've all had 2 or 3 flights under our belt now. Reagan has taught us the drill. For the multi-engine training, really, it boils down to being able to deal with one of your engines failing in flight and the asymmetrical thrust. That's something that gets people killed a lot. So when you have a problem, you run the drill. Maintain positive control, full mixture props and throttles, gear up, flaps up. Identify by touching your leg that's dead. To maintain directional control, you'll be pushing hard with one leg on the rudder. The other is the engine that's quit. So you verify by reducing the inoperative throttle, and if there's no change, that's the engine. This is critical because there have been crashes where the pilots identified the wrong engine and shut down the operational one. Then you decide to fix or feather, lastly secure. We've been doing this drill over and over, and now Reagan is going to surprise Brant with it and see how the training is going.
All right. Identify. Oh, I can't do that. Power forward. Props forward. Gear up. Flaps up. Dead leg. Identified. Verify. Fix or feather. Okay, so it's that I would check that, right?
So you've already done that. So you've identified which one died.
Right engine.
Okay, so you've identified right foot, dead foot, right engine's dead. Okay, Now what do? We need to verify. How do we verify?
Verified with the prop.
Whoa, yep.
So we pull that back. Okay.
Should have no change, right?
No change. Okay.
Okay, yeah, you can bring it all the way back.
Verified. Bring it up.
So no, it stays all the way back. That right one's dead.
Okay. Okay, we verified. We will fix now. So gas is on, we're good there. Magnetos are on, fuel pumps are good. Engine's out. So now we would secure it or feather it.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, so we'll feather.
So anytime you grab a prop, you grab a throttle, you grab a mixture, identify.
Okay, right prop.
Right prop. All the way back.
Prop, all the way back. Feather. Okay, there we go. Mixture back. All right, and we're secure.
On the drill, maintain directional control. Full mix, props, throttles.
Okay.
You went for the mix, the throttles, and the props.
Okay.
Full mix, props, throttles.
Okay.
Gear up, flaps up. Identify. Okay. My right foot's my dead foot. My right engine's dead. And then verify. Right throttle smoothly comes all the way back. Okay.
All right.
For the record, this is how all of us reacted the first time. You have to get way past simple memorization and actually do this without thinking. It has to become second nature. The most likely time for this to happen is on takeoff when the engines are at maximum stress. You don't have time to pull out a checklist. You gotta know it. So we're trying to figure this out. In a very short time that we've had for this, we've got to get check ride ready for 3 people. And
I think the people who just flew lost the checklist.
oh, they take the checklist? So Brian's already lost the checklist. So anyway, the big drama right now is trying to figure out who is going to go for their check ride tomorrow morning. And then we got 2 check rides for Friday morning, the next day. So somebody's got to be ready to go for tomorrow morning, and we're trying to figure that one out.
Yeah, these guys really have to bust their butt now. I mean, we're late into the week. We're a little bit behind schedule. We started a little bit behind schedule already. These guys really have to bust their butt if they're going to be ready in time, and time will tell.
You want my cards? My cards look legit. The stories that are in my head are what's kludgy.
So what does a clown and a bouncing baby
That's
have to do
63
with
knots. That's a 63 knot. Dan's making fun of me because I have to put stories in my head to remember simple facts, and my stories make him look at me with an eyebrow raise.
With the check ride approaching so quickly, there's a part of me that's curious if we're gonna have to move the check ride. As time goes on, hopefully that won't be the case, but it's definitely creeping into my mind at this point.
Hey Brian, so I got a camera set right here for you.
It's absolutely perfect.
This will get your view of you.
Uh-huh.
So
I think it's pretty good. If it's a twin engine, we should get one on that side too, though, Dan. It doesn't make sense. You're doing amateur hour over here.
yeah, I'll go put one over there then. We got plain silly, and Brian got ready for another turn. Did I mention it's hot? Hey Brian, under the clouds here, it's great. Just fly under the clouds for everything.
We're gonna do turns underneath the cloud. We're gonna do a steep spiral underneath the cloud. We're gonna do an emergency under a cloud at the end of each.
Do your single engine approach under a cloud. Brian braved the heat and went up, and while he didn't do all the maneuvers under a cloud, he did manage to get some practice in. But it's been decided that Brant, since he's from out of town, will take the first check ride, which is in the morning. Brant takes the last flight of the day to get ready. He's made a lot of progress since the drill video shown earlier. On the next video, we'll cover last prep and check rides. Special thanks to Aviator Era for having us do this full immersion multi-add-on training. Be sure to check them out. Also, thanks to our sponsors, FlyingEyesOptics.com. Use our code TAKINGOFF, all caps one word, for 10% off. Colton Mortgage, ColtonTakingOff.com for residential mortgages. ClemensInsurance.net. Jerry has saved me a lot of money. He knows how to help you. Z-Vision, the brightest landing and taxi lights out there. 67D.com, my favorite camera, cell phone, and tablet mounts. Marshall Protective Service, MPSProtects.com. See you next time.